Good morning, colleagues. It's Thursday morning, the 28th of May, and this is your video bulletin of information of relevance to Children's Services Department, brought to you by West Midlands Children's Services, hashtag Team West Midlands. If you lose me at any point, you can rewind it and do it and listen again. That's the advantage. What have we got for you today? Guidance update. Yes, okay, so the main piece of guidance that have come out yesterday evening, that was on all the news and so forth, is around the test and trace. And there's two lines that we've given you on the spreadsheet. The first of all is the NHS test and trace, how it works. This is information for the general public, effectively. That's what it's written. This details what happens. This is the reasons why the people are doing test and trace. This details effectively how it is. But that is not necessarily of what's really critical interest today. This relates to NHS testing workplace guidance. So this details such things as what happens, guidance for employers, guidance for co-workers, guidance for people who have tested positive, and what happens. Now, I could go into it, I could go into great detail, then you're going to get confused and want to read it yourself anyway. So I suggest that you go and do that now. Or pause it, or wait till the end. But this is the piece of information that is going to be of relevance. Also, you might want to bear it in mind at the same time, there's guidance for isolation in residential educational settings. When is self-isolation? Not self-isolation. When you're the manager of a residential establishment and you're making decisions for other people, is the answer for that. So, in terms of isolation, this information here, there's stuff on infection control procedures, PPE, social distancing, but taking into account emotional needs of people there, information for staff, but also the role of the placing authority on and self-isolation procedures, and then self-isolation becomes a bit of a misnomer potentially in terms of who is making decisions and how they are then implemented. Again, you're going to want to read that yourself should it be of relevance. Next up, financial support for education, early years and children's social care. Hey, money! No, not really. The update on this particular guidance is in relation to statutory sick pay relief. Probably of interest to your accountants, not in terms of budget. Secure video calls with prisoners. We've detailed this on a number of occasions. There is now some actual guidance there that's coming out about how this is going to work. It's being rolled out following a pilot. It's not in all prisons as yet, but a call of 30 minutes via a mobile device, not a computer, via a mobile device, once a month for up to 4 visitors on a call. Anyone under 18 can be on that call as well with permission of suitable individuals. Guidance for local government. I very proudly yesterday said this is updated once a week. I was wrong. There are 2 new lines on that. There is advice to home care, which we have dealt with previously. If that sounds of interest, that was on the 22nd of May. It's line 28 on your spreadsheet of guidance. And also the timeline to reopen retail, which was in the news yesterday. Ofsted, the rolling update. The Ofsted own website is drawing to an end. And now this update here is that there are now 3 online forms that are through gov.uk and not Ofsted Online. And we have mentioned these previously, but I couldn't track down exactly where. So there's 3 forms. SC1, the ability to apply to register a social care service. SC2, declaration and consent for those connected to children's social care service. And SC3, report changes to your children's social care service. The reasons for these changes is they're more user-friendly and better access for mobile devices. However, very keen to stress, there is no change to regulations or guidance about what you need to tell us, or Ofsted, or what information is required from you. MOTs due from 30th of March 2020. These have been extended through to the end of September. They've now updated this with guidance. Is what happens if you take your car in for its MOT and it fails during that time? Can I still run it till the 30th of September? The answer to that is no. As soon as it fails an MOT, it loses its exemption for that case. So if you have workers who are using their car and they're presently using that exemption, they are meant to be keeping it in a roadworthy fashion. If it is deemed to be unroadworthy, then they're going to be without a car while they're getting those repairs made. Data, statistics and MI. The number of coronavirus cases in the UK has been updated. We will be updating the regional COVID figures. Haven't done so as yet, but I can give you the data that I normally give you in this update. The number of deaths in England has risen from our last report of 32,979 to 33,362, an increase of 383. The number of cases within the West Midlands region, 16,634, rising to 16,692, a rise of 58. You may actually see that these figures have been updated on the lines in the spreadsheet by the time that you access this. Forthcoming attractions. It occurred to me while I was in this update today that we might suddenly find ourselves with a spate of people who are being told to self-isolate. Self-isolation is something that was got a great deal of exposure in the early days of COVID. But with the easing of lockdown regulations, what does self-isolation actually mean, and what kind of impact is that going to have on workers if you have an outbreak at work? You may want to consider putting together some support sheets or information or guidance for that. Or do you have some? If you do, let me know. If you haven't, would you like some? We're not going to write it unless it's going to be any use, but if there is something that you think might be of some value and you might not have the ability to do it, let us know. We might be able to help you. How can you get in touch? Well, not with us, but the DFE helpline, 08000 46 86 87, 08000 46 86 87. Also, our website, www.wmchildrenservices.org.uk, and if you do want to get in touch, it is info@wmchildrenservices.org.uk, or indeed you can do it through Twitter, our Twitter handle, @WMADCS. Have a super day. Stay safe. Stay at home if you can. Stay alert. Stay lucky. Look after yourselves and each other. Take care. Bye-bye.